Good evening, my railroads. This is Robert here, and I got a different video up for you guys today. Past few weeks, I've been working on my two BQ projects, and as some of you are not familiar, the BQ was for the family line system, the BQ23-7. They're the only railroads that had them, and when I get to CSX, they were in like 4 different paint schemes. You have the family lines, you have CSX gray, you have CSX blue and gray, and you have the YN2. I've been working on 2 of them, and I've been posting a lot of pictures about them. And I actually had a couple people ask me questions about them, so I figured I'd do a small video and let you know what I've done to work on these so far. And I have 2 here. One is just near completion, and one's about 50% done. So, without further ado, let's turn it around. Here are my 2 BQ projects I'm working on. And the first one here is the one near completion. It has been weathered. Now I start off with Atlas B23-7 locomotives. And here's the old cabs, all parts I took off of them. You will have to cut this piece off the body. This will just slide right off. For example, we'll move that away for a second. Here's the family lines one. Just gives you an idea. That's what it used to look like. The cabs I'm using are from Shapeways. This one has the plated windows. That one doesn't. You see I had all the detail parts there were for it. The only thing that's missing right now is a couple grab irons. You see right here on both sides. Those I do last. I will pre-drill the holes, but I put those in last because once I glue the cab to the body, then I know it won't come off again. Then I'll put those pieces on. It's a brass wire I'm using. Unfortunately, I can't remember what size wire I'm using because I had, except for the steps here, I hand bent all these and put those on. Now for the Atlas unit, you're going to have to remove the front weight. That has to come out completely. Now for this unit, I was able to pick it off of eBay. It's a 2005 run, if I remember correctly. And I wanted the family lines because it saved me time on painting. Same thing with that one. I didn't have to paint the whole unit. I just painted the cab. The only thing on the CSX cab I had to do was repaint the yellow on the body. And I got to match close as possible. Now with the weathering on it, you can't barely tell unless you look up and close. But if you're pretty far away, you can't really notice it. Now same thing to BQ. I'm going to have to find a paint that matches close to this and get it painted. This one's going to be heavily weathered, so this shouldn't really it shouldn't matter much at all to that. But with this unit, it had the wrong trucks I needed, so I had to order new trucks for it. Thankfully, I can get those off of eBay. So those came in, they got swapped out to the proper trucks. I repainted the gas tank. And of course, I got the cab. Now for the Atlas cab, or the Atlas, once you take the cab pieces off, there's very little modification you have to do to the shell itself. Up here in this area, this just sits a little higher. Let me back up a little bit, I'm sorry. This sits a little higher than this side, so you'll have to sand this down completely. Shave it down until it's almost even. Back here, you will have to shave very little off the back of this cab here, because if you put this on without doing anything, it'll stick out just like that a little bit. And these like to get flush. So very little, like I said, very little shaving needs to be done to them. Not much. But only one side of the shell will need to be sanded flat. And back here will have to be shaved. Try not to. Back here will have to be shaved down just a little bit. Like I said, just enough for it to fit flush. And right there. So, now what's nice about the plated ones is, one, you don't have to worry about putting windows in it. And 2, they actually removed the horn on them, so I don't have to worry about putting a horn on it either. So that saves me a few steps. Now, I'm sure everybody has their own ways of doing windows. Now, this is not the best. Trust me, it's my first time doing it. But for the windows, what I'd used was this plastic clamshell. I actually had the Athearn Genesis LED light bulbs in. I just cut out the top piece. I put it up against the cab. I traced it out a little bit, then took it out, used a hobby knife, cut it out, and I glued them in place. So, now on the number boards, they're not going to light up, which is fine. I did sand those down just a little bit. I put the decal white number board in the back, and I went ahead and number it after that dried. The lights. Let's see. Let me get up here. So I'm sorry, the light sucks sometimes. The nights itself, I had to take a drill bit and make them just a tad larger on the top end, so it actually cleared the roof, so I could slide the bulb in and glue it in place. I have LEDs in that one also. Now, the only thing missing off this model is the front brake wheel. Yes, I know. I'm in the process trying to figure out how to make one correctly. I don't want to just put any one of them on there. But other than that, the model has been weathered. It has DC and sound, and it does good. I think you've seen a video of it oh, there we go. I think you've seen a video of it me running at the train club a few times. I did install an ESU decoder in it. I actually used the Bowser dual speakers. Wait a minute, I have one over here. No, that's not it. I know I have one more left. Well, here's the part number. That's what I'm using. And they work out awesome. I thought I had one more left, but I guess I don't. That came out, that one's not it. That came out with a different engine. Okay, I guess I'll use the last one. I guess I'll order more. So that's what that one's about. This one's going to be numbered 3001 or 3002. It will be heavily weathered. I'll have the yellow nose on it with CSX. And actually, most of the stuff is pretty rough. So it's going to be an interesting weathering job once I get this one done. And what's nice about it too, if you get the one that you don't want the plated windows, you can take the wipers off of these, drill the holes, and put them on there and just use them in there. So you still got some parts you can use. I still got some wiper leads on this one left. So if I get an engine house and get a scrapyard, I'll just put these in the scrapyard. But that's it, guys. I hope that answered your questions on building the BQs. Like I said, on this one, the only thing I did was buy the Atlas BQ23-7, modify the shell, and fit a Shapeways cab on it. Shapeways does sell both of these, plated and unplated, and they're actually pretty reasonable, and I am really happy with them so far. There's another company out there that makes the whole shell. It's from a Bachmann, but the only thing they do was enclose the couple boxes. I did go that route one time, but decided not to. This to me is a lot easier. If I can find a painted model, I'll buy the painted model and do it. Now my next one, I'll put this over here. My next one after this one's almost done. When that one gets done, the one I really want to do is the CSX Gray Ghost. So that doesn't matter what paint scheme it's in. I'll take it, strip it, and redo it. So, and if you're wondering too, on the railings up here, I had to pre-bend those also. So, I hope this answered everybody's questions. Is there anything else you want to know, or if you have a question about something I didn't explain, you can go ahead and comment on this video below, or if you want, I'll put my email address on there. You can message me there too and let me know what's your question about it, and I'll do my best to answer them. So with that being said, guys, that's pretty much about it right now. Come on, there we go. Y'all have a train test ignite. Be safe out there. And as always, happy railroading. See ya.